Now it's time to talk about depth. How do we get depth on the type of volleys we're hitting? There's two means you can do this, or two ways of doing this. One is the racket face angle. Controlling the racket face will control the height of the ball, how the ball flies or the trajectory off the strings. The other one is grip tension. The firmer you hold the grip, the less recoil, meaning that the racket isn't going to go and absorb the ball as it's coming back and actually pushes through the ball more. So as we firm up the grip and add a guide, that's going to also determine how deep the ball goes. And so when you can play with these two different qualities, you can have a huge range of what you're able to do on a huge variety of balls. Whether the ball's low or high, you always have some situation where you can either add more racket face angle by opening up and create more loft, or we can square up the racket a little bit more and firm up the grip and have a straighter type of ball. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the racket face angle. This is a great way of controlling the depth. So I'm going to have Megan feed me a couple balls, and my first target is going to be the short cone here. And what I'm going to do is start off with basically a soft type grip and an open racket face. So as she feeds me this ball, my racket face is really open. You can see how with a medium soft grip, I can get the ball, actually it's landing a little bit too short. I'll open it. There we go. Do one more. I'll close the racket a little bit more. You can see how it's getting a little bit closer. As the racket face is really open, the trajectory goes up and the ball comes down. My first couple were a little bit short. As I close it a little bit, the trajectory pushes the ball, or I should say it angles the ball more in a straighter type line. Okay, so if we take the exact same thing, and what I'm going to do is change the racket face to be more square, and I'm going to add a little bit more grip tension here. Notice the difference on how, notice the difference in how the ball travels through the court. With the racket face a little bit firmer, or sorry, the racket face a little bit straighter, the ball travels directly through the court. And we've kind of been going through a little bit of both. The next one is really focusing on the grip tension. I've used the grip tension as a secondary means of aiming, where I was using the racket face. Now I'm going to use it more as a primary mean of aiming. So this is a situation where you might want to consider a looser grip. When the ball is lower than the net, now if I straighten out the racket face trying to aim for a deeper ball, I don't have direct access because the net's in the way. So what I want to do is actually open up the racket face a little bit and firm up my grip to push it deep. So the trajectory is going to be a little higher and my grip's going to be a little bit firmer. So you can see how deep it's going off the ball being a little bit lower. Now, if we want to take the same type of situation or type of ball and hit it shorter, what would I do? I would soften up the hands and open up the grip. So I'm softening up my hands, the ball's a little bit lower. You can see how by opening up my hands, that was a good one. By opening up the racket face and softening up my hands, with those two combinations, you can pretty much find any depth you want on the court by always thinking about after you hit it, what do I need to do? If I want the ball to go deeper, I want to have a firmer grip with the racket face a little bit straighter, pushing through the ball. If I want the ball to be shorter, I can soften up my hands. I can also soften up my hands and open up the racket. Really depends on what type of situation you're in. But now that you understand these two elements, these two qualities of the volley, you can really pretty much take any situation and learn how to adapt to it by adjusting the racket face angle and the grip quality.